beautiful car.
What's that?
Water pump.
Oh.
There's a brand new one sitting in there. Hopefully it doesn't hurt. He's like, oh, I forgot to tell you about that. Forgot to tell you the water pump was making noise.
So?
It's quiet, except the water pump.
You got smoke coming out there.
What kind of smoke? Blue smoke? Purple smoke?
Could be blue, it could be white. I don't know.
I haven't driven it very much.
Okay.
Is it smoking still?
Yes. I don't know. It just looks like smoke.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. At least it's not blue smoke. All right. Well, it's home. Get cleaned up. We gotta get a couple front fenders. Otherwise, pretty good condition.
What are you gonna do to the trans?
Need to change the transmission shift plate.
Okay.
Conductor plate, I think it's called. Sometimes it shifts into neutral and it just goes into limp mode. So there's a couple things to check. We'll check them out and then go from there. So we're about halfway through the job just because it was really cold here and I still needed to get it done, but it just wasn't a conducive environment to bringing you guys along. But we've basically done the front engine of the front part of the motor, put a new water pump in, new thermostat, new hoses, new serpentine belt, and now we're going to address the other issue that this thing had. The gentleman who owned it before said that it would occasionally just shift into neutral, basically go into limp-in mode where he basically had to start it up, it would drive a little ways, and then it would just go back into neutral. So he said it only occurred once or twice. So I'm just going to go ahead and do the service on the transmission, replace the conductor plate, which is common on these 722 transmissions that were in a lot of Chrysler products, a lot of Mercedes products, even some Porsches. So we're going to go ahead and fix that. We're going to bring you along. I don't know how much you're going to be able to see or how much you're going to be able to hear because we have a little situation with our building, and so we have to run it off a generator. So we'll see what happens and strap in. So I think somebody already tried to change this fluid because this drain pan plug is already rounded. So we're probably going to either have to drop the fluid, drop the whole pan, and then, because that won't be good enough for me, I'm gonna have to put a new pan on it because I'm not gonna be able to leave it like that. have to figure out how to get this off of here best way possible, and then we'll see where we're at. Kind of looking at this transmission and I don't see what I'm supposed to see on it, so we gotta reassess what we're looking at. But now we're gonna drop this oil pan without taking the drain plug out.
Oh, fun.
The other thing we could do is drill a hole in it, but then there's a hole in it. I don't know. I don't know what to do with it, really.
Go ahead.
The conductor plate is on top of the transmission valve body in here.
Okay.
It has all the speed sensors and all the solenoids in it. So it's up inside the transmission. And the problem with it is that after a while it starts to get, you know, stuff in it. It starts to let the fluid get into it. And then you start to have some issues. The sensors go bad. You know, different things start to happen, and you know, pretty soon you gotta, it's not working. So you take this off, and then you're gonna see the valve bodies underneath of this, and then you have to take the valve body out, and then the conductor plate is on top.
I guess so. Did you get it on you?
I don't know, probably.
Alright.
Ah, crap, is the thing in there? It is. This is the valve body here, but it's not like I remember it. So I had a SRT8 charger before, Chrysler 300 SRT8, and I had this problem with it before. So I've had these apart before, but I really need to kind of stop and see what my parts are. The filter looks correct, the pan looks correct, but I'm not seeing the wiring harness where I remembered it being at, and so I'm trying to figure out where that is. And then I'll drop this valve body because I got to take that out first. So that's where we're at. Now the harness actually bolts in the front right here. So I didn't remember that from before, but I see it here. So I got to take this out, which then the harness will come out, and then I have to take that insert out before I can drop this out. And then a new one comes in the kit usually whenever you buy it. We got our kit from FCP Euro, but yeah, this is where, you know, no sponsorship. I pay for it. I paid for it. Everything comes in their kit. It's guaranteed for life. So we'll just keep going. And this is why it wasn't working. See all that trans fluid on there? Trans fluid made it past the seal into the connector. See that? All that. That's why it was missing shifts right there. So there was fluid in the electrical connector. So now we have to take this out, which is, I think it's like a 7 or 8 millimeter. Can't remember. I'll have to figure that out and then get it out. Alright, so basically what ends up happening with this is full of trans fluid, there's a conductor plate inside here. It has all of the transmission's electronics inside of the transmission, but they're protected, except there's an O-ring that goes to this connector, and once that O-ring starts leaking, the oil is going to go in to this here, and in some extreme cases it will go in here and it will go all the way up the wires and contaminate the actual controller, the transmission control module. So we'll have to check that now, because this has obviously been contaminated. But the adapter is bolted in here, so I have to undo this, and it comes in the kit, like I said. So we just have to unbolt this, pull it out, then we can drop this out, because this is bolted to the conductor plate above the valve body. So we're going to drop this out, we're going to take that out, and then we'll get this out, and then we'll do the rest of it on the bench so you guys can see what we're doing. All right, you guys, so we had a little issue which makes me think that this has been a part before. I don't know if it has, but I would say it probably has been a part before. A couple of the bolts were over tightened. I would say they were in the valve body. They got these Torx screws, and a couple of them I ended up having to use vice grips to get them out. That tells me it's probably not the original one. Also, the other one I took apart, which had pretty low miles on it, this is one of the speed sensors, and it was worn a little bit. And this one looks really really fresh. So it's hard to say, but you know, we're gonna go ahead and swap it. It was definitely leaking fluid out of here. This is the piece that's inside the transmission that other piece bolts to on the outside of the transmission, and there is a seal in here that is supposed to keep that from leaking, I think, but it wasn't doing it. So anyway, that's where we're at. I'm gonna carefully lay out. These are all your solenoids for shift solenoids. I'm gonna lay those out, and then I'm going to put them back into my new one just exactly how they were. Alright, so that's all done. That's all you have to do. Just swap everything over. These go on here. I don't know what the exact purpose of them is, because, I mean, it's not like they're tight to it, so, but, alright. Ready to go back in. Just to show you how common these situations are, they actually had a new drain pan at O'Reilly's, at our local O'Reilly's, and we don't even have a Mercedes dealership in town. So that's how how readily available this stuff is. The new oil pan is like $76. Would have been cheaper online, but I can just go up there and get it. And so, you know, I can get this finished up hopefully this weekend. Maybe get it back on the ground. So we're in the middle of a deluge. Is
that Jack? Oh, that's Jack.
Yeah, Jack decided that now was the best time for him to come outside in the middle of a deluge. So anyway, we're gonna go up to O'Reilly's, get the oil pan, and put it on. That way, you know, in the future I won't have this issue. So, yeah, stay tuned. We'll go for a walk.
Because it was pouring and I was like, you're not coming.
So you wanted to run out here and check on us?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It sounded like a tornado.
Was it fun to run through it?
Alright, Glenda, can you give me the part that's in? This is a transmission filter. They actually included a Mercedes part in this one. So. This is the thing I had problems with the last time. Because it only goes in there one way. Well, hey guys. We got her all back together. Went up to O'Reilly's. They had the oil pan in stock. Otherwise, I would have probably tried to fix that other one, but you know, time's money or something. So we just ran up there real quick, grabbed that. These were kind of close to chafing, and so I thought I'd add a little protection to them. Yeah, I wish there was black ones too. I wish I had my black electrical tape too, so don't worry about that. Start up. Go ahead. I want to tell you first. All right. We need to have the heat on full blast.
Okay.
Should be self-explanatory. I don't know. Jump in there.
The key. Okay, so
Go ahead and start it up.
you don't want the heat on first?
Oh.
Oop.
The battery's dead?
Guess so.
We still have to take it for a ride. But it seems much quieter. It's very nice in the seating position area. I hope it's really nice. That's all I can say.
Think you fixed it?
87.9%.